Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. So in today's video I'm just going to go through the latest story event that was added to DBZ Dokkan. It's this kind of Great Ape Vegeta event. It's basically the search for power. It's when he used the Flux Ray, I believe, to increase his strength so he could turn into a Great Ape and achieve the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. It's one of the more questionable aspects of Dragon Ball Z GT or Dragon Ball GT because, well, everyone kind of, Vegeta's never really accepted help with anything. It's kind of his character trait. So when he accepts help to achieve this transformation, it's generally seen as kind of like a no-go. But as you can see from the information that was flashing on the screen, it's 5 stages, 2 difficulties, so that's 10 stones straight away. And the category boost is is Great Ape Power, which is a nice boost. Obviously ties in with the main character of the banner, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But overall, it's a good, it's a nice little event. It drops quite a bit of stones. There's 3 stones from the missions as well, so that's 13 in total. Along with a good free-to-play unit, and it's overall a solid event. It's obviously not a throwback to like the 15 stage events that drop like 30 stones, and we get like 14 different new free-to-play units and that with their own orbs and EZAs and everything. But it's a good event. I prefer these kind of events to like the 2-stage story events that we've been getting. I know those have probably been affected by coronavirus and all of that, but I really do prefer these kind of events. I just think that they're better off. They drop more free stones into the game, they provide more stages to farm certain things, and I just believe they give a better basis to build off of than a 2-stage event. So the the Great Ape Power category, so in terms of free-to-play options that you have for this category, not too many. Obviously there's Vegeta himself that drops from this event, and then there's, that's actually pretty much it. There's the Great Ape Bardock EZA that we just got recently for the Prime Battle Frieza. He's also a free-to-play option. And then there is the LR Kid Gohan. He's also in the category. And then there's the LR Team Bardock. So there's 4 decent free-to-play options that you can run on the team, which I think is really, really good. But beyond those ones, you're going to be quite limited in terms of like super solid units that are just going to kind of wreck the event. Some of the older units that have Great Ape Power are like the old Team Bardock that all turn into apes. The Turles, the Nappa, the Vegeta, those kind of units that all have ape transformations or from Saiyan Saga. Raditz, Turles, it's a bit limited. If you summoned on the Super Dragon Ball Heroes banner, you'll probably have quite a few Great Ape Power units that you can kind of slot into the situation there. You'll have like the Broly, you'll have the Gohan, you'll have the Bardock, you should have hopefully Vegeta, and then obviously if you've managed to win off of this banner, you'll probably have SS4 Gogeta as well. And then if you are from 4th anniversary onwards, you should have had a chance pretty much to get one of the SS4s, if not both, which will also help. For those of you who are lucky, like me, and managed to get quite a few LRs, you can use this Great Ape Baby as well to kind of full LR your lineup for the max bonus that you can get. Overall, it wasn't too bad a grind. You do get a copy of Vegeta from the missions. He's got no EZA either, so you're looking at just the 14 copies. It took maybe 130, 140 stamina, roughly, to finish the Vegeta with a bit of luck. And then beyond that, the medals took about 2 runs each on Z hard difficulty. So overall, you're probably looking at about 200 to 300 stamina to finish the entire event, missions and all. You do get stones for fully awakening Vegeta to SA10 for finishing the stages on normal and Z hard difficulty. So that's where all the stones lie from this. as you can see on the screen, obviously kind of just making mincemeat of the event, which, you know, is pretty straightforward. But yeah, any unit really that has a tail or can turn into a great ape will fall under this category. On the category itself, just to talk about that for a second, I think it's a very good category. I'm glad that they added cards like Wrathful Broly, Gohan that turns into an ape during his essay, Kid Goku, although they're not necessarily the best linkers for that whole situation, they are nice units to have in that situation, because obviously they can add in the ability to later on build onto that category to run different units together. And I mean, yeah. But the main lineup, the main cards will obviously be the Super Dragon Ball Heroes cards, the SS4 LRs. Possibly LR Bardock is the first choice, just due to him being one of the few supports that you actually have on the category, barring like yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So pretty much a bit rough on supports. They have like a SS3 Goku, SS3 GT Goku, they have Team Bardock, they have, what's his name? I'll get his name just now, but he's starts with a T on Team Bardock. Always forget his name. Anyway, Talos. Anyway, he's a option really. His grade 8 form is like a 30% support, but it's not too great. Does do some healing. If you've got dupes in it, he'll be alright. He'll be serviceable for a team if you just want to kind of flood support in to see the attack stats. The biggest support's probably Vegeta, the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Vegeta. Only problem is he won't be available for another year, and even then he probably won't be featured on that banner, because that's just how Dragon Ball Heroes units work. So your chances of getting him are very, 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 very slim. That was a voice crack. So your chances of getting him are very, very, very slim. But overall, it's a nice event. You kind of go through the phases of Vegeta's character. Like you start, you know, with him fighting Goku's, Kaioken, into Frieza, into Goku SS2, into Majin Buu for his final redemption, and then obviously at the end there we finish up with his final battle really. So overall it's good. It's a nice event. I enjoy it. Obviously, you know, these events don't have major story or cutscenes or anything. Maybe one day they'll get there or add that in, or that'll become like an imperative part of their kind of scheme. But as of now, I think it's a well-structured event. I think it adds a nice chunk of stones into the game. 13 is nothing to scoff at. And I think, yeah, the free-to-play unit's okay. I have rainbowed him for a video later on. His defense is serviceable. He's generally okay. I think he'll be a usable unit for the stock standard version of the Giant Form stage. He links pretty well with the Easy A Bardock, so that could be an interesting free-to-play combo if you're really lacking for kind of like Giant Form characters to run in that stage. His leader skills not anything to write home about, but he could get an Easy A in future. But right now he links pretty decently with Bardock, and I think for that reason alone, as a free-to-play option, since you have to Rainbow Bardock anyway, it could be a good free-to-play option for the SBR. I will run them, do like a little showcase video on them in that SBR, just so that just because I think it's important for those like obscure SBRs where, you know, you're sometimes not getting the strongest characters, or you don't always pull them, or there's not great synergy. I think it's good to look at the free-to-play units that pop up for those stages and just kind of give them a little bit of a showcase, because people are going to struggle with those stages overall. In terms of just the whole stage in general, there's nothing else really that I would farm here. Vegeta can't really boost the attack of other Vegetas like too much. There's no like other Vegeta GTs that you're going to want to raise the attack of. Most of them are SS3 already in their base form, so not giving you a lot of options. I think there's one or two maybe if you really want to. In terms of everything else, there's nothing too much to farm from the stages. There's no like cash money stage, or like multi trading item stage, or training location stage, or anything like that you're going to want to run this over and over again to farm or beef up or kind of stock back up, support items, none of that sort of stuff. So overall, just kind of focus on the unit and then finish the unit, and then once you finish the missions, you're basically done. which is nice. It's good. It's really good for the game. I think it's good to just have these pop in, pop out events. Give us a new unit, give us some stones, and then just let us be on our way. Rather than like the ones where, you know, with the Radits, or when you're farming Zenny or training locations, sometimes, you know, obviously the stage is good for that. It helps fill that gap, but I mean, it's also just, yeah, sometimes it's a little bit tedious, and it can also, like, to unexperienced players or inexperienced players, it can be a hindrance because they don't really pick up on that first time round, so it takes a while for them to go through it. But there you go, there's Vegeta. Pretty cool art, pretty nice artwork overall. I dig the whole him training to get better than Goku. We can take a look at him. Obviously you can see his skills. He gains a buff whenever he has a giant A power category unit on rotation with him, which is obviously very important to have. That's the kind of team you'll run him on. If you run him on giant form, you will be able to have that with him, so that's not too much of a problem. Definitely build crit on him. I don't think he really stacks enough or does enough with additionals for it to matter. I would definitely build crit on him, even though this damage isn't going to be too massive. It can help when they enter giant form. But cool, that's the event. Cheers guys, hope it helps. See you in the next video. Bye.